When I moved into the apartment in Tokyo, it seemed perfect, cheap rent, a decent size, and close to the station. The building was old, but it had character. Creaky wooden floors, sliding shoji doors, and a cozy atmosphere. It felt like a fresh start after landing my new job. That first night, everything seemed normal. Sure, the floor creaked a little when I walked, and the fridge was humming loudly, but that was expected in an old place. I went to bed feeling content, ready to settle into my new life. But then the tapping started. At first, it was faint, just a soft, rhythmic sound coming from the walls. I figured it was my neighbors or the plumbing. But as the days passed, the sound became impossible to ignore. It didn't follow a predictable pattern and always seemed to come from the same spot, the corner of my bedroom near the closet. I told myself it was nothing, but I avoided that corner. Something about it made my stomach churn. I even started sleeping with the lights on, as if that would help. One evening, while unpacking my last few boxes, I noticed something odd about the closet. The sliding door felt heavier than usual, and when I finally managed to push it open, a draft of cold air hit my face. I froze. That didn't make sense. I leaned in closer and noticed the back panel of the closet didn't fit perfectly. It looked loose, almost like someone had tried to force it back into place. My curiosity got the better of me, and I pried it open. Behind the panel was a narrow, dark gap between my apartment and the wall of the unit next door. It was cramped and dusty, but I could make out a few things inside. There were old paper dolls, a rusted hairpin, and, to my horror, a single photograph. I held the photo up to the light. It was black and white and slightly faded, showing a woman in a kimono. Her face was unsettling, expressionless but intense. The strangest part was her standing in what looked exactly like my apartment. My chest tightened. I dropped the photo and shoved the panel back into place, slamming the closet door shut. For the rest of the night, I couldn't shake the feeling that someone or something was watching me. That was when the tapping got worse. It wasn't just in the walls anymore. It moved to the ceiling, the floor, all around me. It grew louder and faster, like footsteps running back and forth. I tried to sleep, but my dreams were vivid and terrifying. In one of my dreams, I saw her. She was standing in my room, her head tilted at an unnatural angle. Her lips moved, but no sound came out. When I jolted awake, my room was freezing, and I could hear faint whispering, though I couldn't tell where it was coming from. The next day, I asked my elderly neighbor about the apartment. He gave me a long, hard look before finally speaking. "That unit, it's not a good place," he said. "A young woman lived there years ago. She died, and no one found her for days. People say she never really left." My skin crawled. I wanted to believe he was just trying to scare me, but deep down I knew he wasn't lying. That night, I decided to do something about it. I placed salt in the corners of the room, something I'd read about online, and lit some incense. I even whispered a prayer, though I wasn't sure if I was doing it right. At first, it seemed to work. The tapping stopped, and the air felt lighter. Then, just as I started to relax, there was a loud bang from the closet. My heart skipped a beat. The closet door rattled violently, as though someone or something was trying to get out. I froze, too scared to move. The banging stopped, and the room fell silent. Then I felt it, a cold hand on my shoulder. I couldn't breathe. A whisper, soft and chilling, brushed against my ear. "Leave." I don't remember much after that. I grabbed what I could and ran, leaving most of my belongings behind. I didn't even care about getting my deposit back. Months later, I heard that the apartment is still vacant. The lights flicker at night, and some say they can hear tapping if they stand too close to the walls. I don't know who or what I shared that apartment with, but I'll never forget the cold hand on my shoulder or the voice that told me to leave.